I have been using them for honestly probably close to 2 decades now. These are truly my most loved, most used, most repeated purchases. I mean, look at this container full of the lip balm. Still really moisturizing, still lasts a long time, but it does have that glossiness to it, which I absolutely love. Just feels so gorgeous on the lips. Minasan konnichiwa, this is Tina and welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about the absolute best Japanese lip balms. If that sounds like your thing, then please go ahead and channel登録しちゃってください。しちゃいなよ。So honestly, I would proudly call myself a connoisseur of Japanese lip balms. I have been using them for honestly probably close to 2 decades now. Like, I've been using them since I was a young teen. Before I wore skincare, before I wore makeup, I was always using Japanese lip balms. I still remember my very first one, the Nivea watery lip, I'm pretty sure it was called. It actually still exists today. And I bought it on a whim because it was like 200 yen, and literally, like, I had never tried anything like that before. I'd obviously tried lip balms in Australia, but it just did not compare to how nice it felt, how cheap it was, and how well it moisturized my lips. And honestly, I have never looked back. There are so many categories that I love from K-beauty, many products that I prefer using Korean brands over Japanese brands, but when it comes to lip balms, that's like the one thing that I feel like no other brand country can win. Like, J-beauty lip balms are just so today I am dedicating a video on my top 5 Japanese lip balms. These are truly my most loved, most used, most repeated purchases. I mean, look at this container full of the lip balms. Like, this is just my top 5 and this is how many I've used. Like, I have tried these a ton, so I can guarantee you that they are solid favorites in my collection. I will be judging them on 3 factors. The first being moisture level, second being longevity of how long that moisture lasts, and third being how glossy it is. So let's meet these gems. So the first one I have is the Nivea Deep Moisture Lip Balm. This one out of the top 5, I feel like I have been using the longest, most consistently, and I was put onto it by a co-worker when I was working in Japan. Well, not really put onto it, I just saw her using it all of the time, and she was someone who like couldn't live without a lip balm, and she was always using it. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try it. It is 2.2 grams and approximately sells for 600 yen. It does also have SPF 26, which is great. And the main ingredients that they highlight are honey, amino acids, olive oil, trehalose, and royal jelly. It does come in 4 flavors: unscented, honey, olive and lemon, and then also vanilla macadamia. My favorite is the honey, the yellow one. So for this one, out of 5, I rate the moisture level at 4, the longevity at 5, and then the glossiness at 2, which I know 2 seems really low on this scale of things, but honestly, it's just compared to the 5 that I've got today. So this one, I will say, a little bit goes a long way. As I rated that longevity being 5, I feel like it just lasts on your lips a really long time, and you don't have to do as many swipes to get to that good level of moisture, so you go through less sticks. This one is just a good, solid, everyday lip balm. Since it isn't overly glossy, you can wear it out more, so your like hair doesn't get stuck on your lips if it's like a windy day, and it does have that SPF. This one does also come in a night version that is in a pot, and it does have those same ingredients, but also the addition of jojoba oil and squalane, so a little bit richer. And it does come in a 7-gram jar, which is more than 3 times the size of the balms. I personally just don't really like pots because you have to stick your fingers in them, but obviously this has been very cleanly cleared out. Honestly, whenever I have a lip balm that I like don't really like, I just pass it on to Logan because he uses pretty much everything. Next is the Nivea Deep Moisture Melty type. So this one is my most recently discovered one, but my current fave by far, and I have been preferring to use this one over the others in recent times. And yes, it is essentially a melty version of the original Deep Moisture. This one is also 2.2 grams and it sells a little bit more expensive than the original one at at around 660 yen. This one also has SPF 26 and has those same ingredients, but on top of that has shea butter and then phytosterol, which is actually a plant-based cholesterol, so definitely has more richer emollient ingredients in it. This one also comes in the same 4 flavors, and yes, honey again is my favorite. I mean, it's literally the same scent and flavor. I did get one of the olive and lemon, and honestly I like the smell. Like, it's a little bit more of a fresher smell, but it tastes kind of interesting. So I feel like the honey, you can't really taste anything, whereas this one you can kind of taste it. So I do still prefer the honey. This one I rate the moisture level at 4, longevity at 4, and then glossiness at 5. Yes, it's still really moisturizing, still lasts a long time, but it does have that glossiness to it, which I absolutely love. Truly a melty version of the original, and it just feels so gorgeous on the lips. I am someone who I feel like I have fairly pigmented lips naturally, so if I don't want to wear any lip color, wearing this makes me look like I'm wearing like a colored gloss on my lips. It doesn't have any lip color to it, but it's just like that gloss and plumpness makes me look like I'm wearing like a colored gloss, and I love that because I don't have to worry about getting on anything. I honestly loved it from the first time I used it, but I asked my best friend who lives in Japan her opinion on it, and she was like, it's too melty, like it is too glossy, I don't like it. And she uses lip balms all the time as well, so obviously it is personal preference. For me, I put it on, I'm just like, that feels so good. But if you're someone who just doesn't really like glossy lip balms or something that feels too slippery on your lips, you might not like it as much. But yeah, this has been my #1 go-to lately. Next, I have the Mentholatum Melty Cream Lip. Definitely my most used one, and by far, all of these Melty Cream Lip. Let's count how many. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And then one I haven't quite finished yet. But yeah, by far I have used the most of this one. I honestly didn't realize until I was like putting this video together. I was like, damn, I have been through many of these. Some of them look different because they are different flavors, but they all are the same formula. So this one is 2.4 grams, so a tiny little bit bigger in volume than the Nivea, and retails for about 500 yen. So it's actually bigger yet cheaper than the Nivea Deep Moisture. This one also has SPF of 25, and the main ingredients are squalane, macadamia, olive, jojoba oil, and then also ceramides is kind of like the highlight of this one. It does use multiple ceramides. This one does come in 3 different flavors: unscented, rich honey, and milk vanilla, which can you guess which one's my favorite? Actually, oh my gosh, wait a second. Whoa, I'm like low-key shocked at the moment. We have more milk vanillas than the honey. I'm shocked. I mean, I always thought I liked the honey more, but this is kind of like evidence, right? I mean, I like the honey, but the milk vanilla is definitely a nice kind of sweet smell as well. If you can't tell, I love my sweet smells. And for this one, I rate the moisture level at 4, longevity at 3, and then glossiness at 4. This one, as the name suggests, is a bit more of a melty lip balm, so it does have that nice gloss to it. But because it is a bit more of a soft formula, I feel like you do go through the balms a bit quicker, hence probably why I've got so many of them. Before the Nivea Melty Lip came out, this was like my go-to glossy lip balm, and kind of like the only one that had more of a gloss to it. It does really feel super smooth and silky on the lips. But this one gets bonus points because they do something that will honestly keep me buying them forever and ever and ever, and it is limited edition releases. I mean, it is literally like the easiest marketing tactic to get people to buy more, and I'm just all for it. They had flavors like matcha. This one is British tea. Oh, it literally smells exactly like a gogo no kocha, like royal milk tea. This one is Hawaiian pancake. They also released this limited edition cat one, like, it's too much. It's so freaking cute. I also have these ones, which I purchased yet haven't used them because I want to like kind of keep them forever. Indian chai tea and Sicilian lemonade. Obviously they like doing like different country flavors, but yeah, they come up with limited edition releases like almost every year, and I cannot stop buying them. They definitely get bonus points for that. Next, we have the Mentholatum Premium Melty Cream Lip. Do we see a pattern here? Literally like 2 of the lip balms are just like a variant of the other. So this one I have obviously been through a fair amount of as well, and the main kind of stats, I guess you could say, is very similar to the original Melty Cream Lip. It is 2.4 grams, and then it sells for actually 600 to 650 yen, which is a decent price jump. It's actually 110 yen more expensive than the original one. It also has SPF 26 and those same key ingredients, although the addition of apparently rich Vaseline, whatever that means. With this one, Vaseline is the #1 ingredient on the ingredients list compared to the original one. Squalane comes first and then Vaseline. So it does have that higher content in there, which makes sense why it's more moisturizing. This one only comes in 2 flavors, unscented and blooming honey. Yes, honey is my favorite, but obviously it's like most people's favorites because it is like the one common flavor or scent in all of these. So with this one, I would rate the moisture level at 5, so very moisturizing, the longevity at 4, and then the gloss at 3. It is definitely not as glossy as the original Melty Lip, but it does have a high level of moisture, and it also does last longer on the lips, so you won't go through it as quick as the original one. Basically, I would wear the original Melty Cream Lip during the day and then the premium at night, since it does kind of tend to stay throughout the night. And the last one to complete the list is the DHC Lip Cream. This one is definitely the OG and probably the most well-known lip balm from Japan. It was released in 1999, so you know, it's been around for a really long time, and I feel like a lot of people have used it at some point. This one, I was kind of shocked when I noticed that it only has 1.5 grams of product, so that is significantly the lowest compared to any of the others, and it does retail to be the most expensive. Now, it does vary quite a bit, but the official website said it is 770 yen. This one doesn't have any SPF protection, and the main ingredients are the extra virgin olive oil, which DHC does use a lot in their products, aloe extract, and vitamin E. This one is unscented. I know there are other like DHC lip balms, but the original one just comes unscented. It honestly does just smell like Vaseline, but all of the other lip balms come with an unscented version anyways. I would rate this one with a moisture level of 4, longevity of 3, and then glossiness of 2. This one is definitely more of a medicated lip balm for me, which technically in Japanese it is called yakuyo lip cream, which yakuyo means like medicated because it is supposed to help heal and such, and that is when I use it. I definitely don't use it consistently. I definitely don't use it like every day. I only reach for it when I'm having like severely dry, cracking lips that need help healing. But honestly, that rarely happens anymore, and hence why I've only really used up 2 in the last, gosh, like probably a couple of years. But I do have to do an honorable mention to it, especially because my mum swears by this stuff. She has very sensitive and dry lips. This is literally the only thing she will use. So yeah, I feel like that says something. She has been using it for years and years and years and years. Personally, I actually have found something better in those times now, and I rely on my Lanolips. They sent it to me in PR a while back, but since I started using it, I've been recommending it to so many people. This one is the golden salve, but they also have their 101 ointment, which works pretty much the same. And yeah, like I think I'll just go for these because they're a very generous tube and you can use it for all sorts of stuff. And I feel like it has a very similar or better effect than the DHC one. Well, there you have it, you guys. They are my top 5 Japanese lip balms. Thank you to the person who suggested this video. It was a little while ago, but I talk about them often, yet not in like a specific video, so people can't really find it. Like you have to watch all of my videos to get like glimpses of it. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, obviously I'm obsessed with them and I do use lip balms all of the time. Logan uses lip balms all the time and we go through many of them. I am pretty happy with this selection, honestly. I don't think there's anything else I really seek from my lip balms anymore, but if there are specific Japanese lip balms that you've seen or you're really curious about, please let me know. Maybe I'll try it out and do like a master list of lip balms and truly rate like bad ones as well. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you click on one of these ones because they have more J Beauty content that I know you will love, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Mwah!